local 9 a.m. show Good Day.
So what if you could visit all your favorite African animals without leaving Northwest Ohio?
Yes.
Hey, you can.
Okay.
Just head to Port Clinton.
That's what our Tim Miller did in the latest Tim Takes You There.
Hey, Tim.
Good morning.
Hey, it's good to be back.
Yes.
We're excited to show this. It's been on for a few days now
Okay.
on WTOL 11 Plus. People are really taking to it. And African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, I had never been there. We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
We've done some news events there with them, but got a chance to go. And it was fun from the minute we got there.
I did. You seem like it's like
Look at
you feel like a
this.
kid again, huh?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have my kids with me. So
I think we all, we've been to the Toledo Zoo. We know the animals there. So how is this a completely different experience?
it really is. This is a drive-through, and that's not all it is, but when we were there, we could see cars going through. It's a busy time of year for them. You know, they have one baby born just about every day from May to July.
What?
No way.
So yeah, they're almost 1,000 animals. They have about 960 animals, and they keep adding more because this is baby season, really, for the wildlife park. But you start by, you get your food at the beginning, buy food from the little vendors there, because not vendors, but the little kiosks and things, because you have to give food that's approved to give to these animals.
Absolutely. You can't just be feeding them your sandwich.
Right, exactly. And you hit the ground running, you drive through, the animals come up to you, you see deer. Look at the bison coming right up to that
hungry.
car.
Holy cow.
Yes,
Wow.
and they regulate how much food they get per day.
Okay.
And they give them a break toward the end of the day because people come throughout the day, and they come right up to your car. They have places where they can chill, little hilly areas where they can kind of roam and do what they want. I really felt like they had a lot of space to maneuver around. And when we went there, we actually were taken around by Kelsey Keller from the park. She took us around in her golf cart. So we got to kind of see things, and then we went up on that platform there. We could really oversee
These guys.
we saw some fascinating animals. And here's what's interesting, guys. We were in the cart, which a lot of the park staff drive around in. We couldn't feed them because they have certain regulations. These carts don't have doors on them, but the animals know.
They know the difference.
Wow.
They know that they will not get fed from the golf carts that the employees drive around. So we were
They left you
fine.
alone.
They just kind of left us
You were
alone.
safe.
But then when you're in the car driving around, they'll come right up
They
to you.
went, they were a little, oh, hey, we got one. We got one.
Exactly. And they also have some behind the scenes experiences, which we got to do. We went into the giraffe barn, which was built probably about 4 years ago. Beautiful barn.
Yeah.
And it's where, the giraffes will go to kind of take a little break from the public.
Or when it's too cold outside.
Yeah, the winter
Oh,
season
yeah.
for sure. We got a chance to go see Rudy the giraffe. And we got to feed the capybaras as well, as this video continues to roll here. So they have the drive-through part, which is kind of what they're famous for.
Okay.
But then they also have a walk-through safari park where you can feed capybaras. That's kind of an extra.
The rodents.
You
those
were
guys.
excited about
Yes,
that, weren't
I
you?
kind of really
Did you
enjoyed
like
being
them?
around them. I did. There's a part where you're holding the leafy, the lettuce for them, where you have to let go at some point. Not that they're aggressive or anything, but they said make sure when they get to about halfway through, you let them have it.
And count your
They
fingers.
have some pretty big teeth. But that was fun. They just came right around us, and we kind of sat down there with them. Kids would have a blast doing this part of it. And so there's really two parts of it. There's the drive-through, but then there's also the walk-through safari, which is really cool, too. We got a chance to feed the tortoises, too. They're a little less active, you might imagine.
Oh, there you go.
You can see them there, which was really cool.
Look at
they get to
that.
be about 150 years old.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I know
fascinating.
Maggie wanted a turtle for a second, and then I said, wait, how long did
Oh, there we go, Tim.
Yeah.
It
Look
was
at
so much
you.
fun. That was Kelsey with us getting to feed them. And there's Rudy the giraffe. And we were kind of up on the second floor, so we were right kind of at
Right there.
I love
face head level for Rudy, and he was having a good old time. We were talking about how giraffes can really lift their neck and move them back, and I'm telling you, he understands English because Rudy started doing this for us as we were talking about it. It's not like he was trained to do that, but he was literally showing us how far back he can get his neck. So that was
Wow.
It was a
He's
fascinating
like, I'll
day.
show
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I can do
How
tricks.
cool.
It was a lot of fun. And here's another cool thing. Amanda, you may know this. You go to one of these experiences, the kids might act up a little bit. They might be cranky. They might be tired. Okay, so say you
or
have
they're
two,
sleeping.
Yeah, say you have two kids or cousins in the car
Yeah.
and one of them's cranky and didn't have a good time driving through. They will let you go through as many times as you want.
No kidding.
So you might want to buy a little bit more food to
Wow.
kind of feed
Sure.
them as you go through, but or if you just want to do it again. A lot of times we buy a ticket for something and it's one thing and then you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we do
And you're like,
now?
oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
But you get
minutes.
to go around a couple times or however many
That's
times you
cool.
want. And maybe you didn't get a chance to focus on the bison or the deer or things like that, but you get to do
Or
that.
you're like,
We
I
had a
want to
blast.
see that one again. Yeah,
Right, right.
That's really cool.
It was a great time.
Did you have a favorite animal? Was the capybaras?
I think probably Rudy the giraffe was really cool because when you're kind of right at their level, even though
Yeah.
they're 14, 15 feet tall, because we were up on the second floor, that was just a blast. But you know, it was a beautiful day when we were out there and just taking time. I've been telling everyone since that day, I'm like, hey, if you haven't been there, it's a really great way to spend
worth
the
the
day.
drive
So-
out there. It's a nice
Right.
drive out there too.
It is a nice
make
drive.
a day
Yeah.
of it.
Exactly.
Maybe go to Jolly Rogers while you're out.
Oh, Jolly Rogers is
I'm
out there, too.
surprised with all the different kinds of animals. I knew they had a variety, but
Yeah.
not this many. Like
Yes.
the lemurs, the giraffes, the
Exactly.
the
And
parrots. Like
they have kangaroos too and
the king-
jellies.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Those were kind of fun to watch, and the macaws were there too.
Wow. Oh, there's your kangaroos.
And, it was fun watching the kangaroos and just like they'll be sitting there, and I don't know how they communicate with each other. All of a sudden, they'll take off and run, like they have to go check something out.
They're
So-
like, wait, hey guys, over here.
Exactly. So it was a lot of fun. So I suggest that
Are
check
they
it on
open
out.
all year round or not in the winter probably, right?
I would have to double check on
Okay.
that. I know winter time, a lot of them have to be inside.
Check the website right there.
But yeah, there's the website right there. But yeah, like I said, this is a great time of year to
zebras.
visit. Maybe one last blast before
Before
summer
school.
Before
vacation
summer.
ends. The kids
Yeah.
want something to do, or maybe the kids are driving you crazy because it could be a long summer.
And you're like, what else haven't
What
we
else could
done?
we do?
This is where you go. So the full story is on WTOL 11 Plus right now, plus our YouTube channel too, right?
We also have it on WTOL.com.
Okay.
Okay.
And we have a little kind of like a tour guide. We can read up more about it as
Okay.
well. You can just watch it if you want, or you can read a little bit more on our website. So they do a great job kind of making sure that website is a little interactive. And
Sure.
Nice.
you can see all our other stories, and we're always working on more.
Yeah, where are
Now
you
we'll see
taking
where
us
you're going
next?
Well, you know, we have a colleague of ours, a good friend of ours, Dan Cummins, who is going to be
yeah.
hanging things up in a few
Yeah.
weeks. So we've been spending some time with Dan at a couple of his favorite places.
So you'll have to
So
tune
you'll
in
have
and
to
see
stay
what
tuned
those
for that,
are.
but
coming
those are
up.
coming up.
We'll look forward to
One of them is Dan on the golf course.
No surprises there.
He spends a lot of time there. Learned a lot from Dan, and
Yes.
he is a funny guy, that's for sure.
That is a good way to describe it.
He's not
right
afraid to
there.
help a friend on a putt that they miss if he's standing by the hole. Just put it that way.
Oh, fun. Okay,
Dan's a
we'll
good
look forward to
partner.
that. We'll look fun. We'll look
Okay.
forward to that. In the
Yeah.
meantime, check that out on WTOL 11 Plus. Visit Africa in Port
In
Clinton.
Ohio.
Right, who thought? In Ohio, right?
Yeah, good to see you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, thanks.